Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4, the New Order, Last Days of Europe, with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Empire of Japan. So in the last episode we have finally completely stabilized our government, I'd say. We have a 56% support in the House of Peers, we have a 45.5% support from the public, and our government stability is 65%, and we have 91%, we have 91 political power, which we are currently using, and we will, in the upcoming weeks and months, use to do the emergency reforms and get the economy back on track. So yeah, we finally finished what Gaia has started. We'll also need to monitor the situation in the Indonesian peninsula, or whatever you want to call the mess that's over there. The escalation is continuing. I mean, there are things that we could do here, but I'm just not sure if it's worth it, to be quite honest. Like sending them... what was it? There was one that increased our GDP, yeah, like this one, for example. Lowers discontent. If it rose, public approval decreases. And our conservative power drops. Renegotiating the nationalized assets might also be good. But I mean, exchanging 30 political power for 0.2 GDP... 0.2 billion GDP. When you think about it, that's what? That's like 0.01%. So if you invest it into literally anything else, it will be better. Really, the only thing that actually made sense was the one that helped them with stability. This one. It gave us a little bit of GDP, it increased the escalation, it gave them political power and stability. I mean, this one is probably the only one that we're gonna take. Embrace the recognition on the NKRI. Yeah, not even this one was good. And there was one, yeah, this one that costed just a little, but gave them 50 political power. But again, I'm tempted more to not do anything, because we want to stockpile everything that we can. Oh yeah, of course. We get the new anti-air equipment, which is heavily different. This one had defense 10, breakthrough 4, soft attack 4, hard attack 2.5. This one has defense 12.5, breakthrough only 2, soft attack only 0.5, hard attack 1.5. But the air attack was 1.5 here, and here it is 7. Piercing was what? 20, and this one is 12. So basically we had a sort of a Panzerfaust, or what do you want to call it? Just a thing that shoots, and we tried to do the best with it. Well, this one is truly in actuality a weapon that can be used against air. So let's put you down here and you down here. I'm gonna save a bunch of factories, which we will put here, and I'm gonna put the 2 extra right over here. That would be like this, right? Yep. I'm gonna save up 2 factories. This will take a little bit of time, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We just have to be careful about what we do. The economy is bleeding a little bit, but with the minimum wage reform, we're gonna start improving the situation of our poor people. And we wanted to... subsidizing... Yeah, we wanted to reduce the military spending, because I want to... Oh, that's right. You know what? Military austerity. All the way. We're gonna kill the spending that we have. It will hurt us a little bit when it comes to our performance, but other than that, we are fine. I think our units are strong enough, and we are going to continue with the reduced military spending, which will lower the inflation, and we are gonna get lowered. Well, we can cut our spending on army and navy even more, after which we can start subsidizing growth and maybe even going with the privatizing assets. Okay, so what do we have here? Democracy returns to Italy. Surprising news came from Italy today, as now former Duce Galeazzo Ciano announced his resignation and the dissolution of the National Fascist Party, or PNF. These actions of Ciano, while surprising to the uninitiated, are the culmination of a long decay of fascism in Italy that began before the death of Mussolini. This decay was undoubtedly accelerated by Ciano, who sought to dissolve the old system, as he saw that it would only bring ruin to Italy given time. While there are still those in Italy who oppose this, Ciano's victory at the Verona conference gave him the necessary mandate to ignore and sideline his opponents, leaving a very little official opposition to his implementation of democracy. The Italian people now prepare for their first elections in decades, and it is already obvious that there is much excitement through Italy at the prospect. As fascism dies where it was born, the world looks to see just who will become the first leader of this new Italy. Democracy shines in the Mediterranean once more. Well, okay, good for Italy. I had a really interesting discussion about Italy with someone in the comments some time ago. He played as Italy. He was a little bit saddened by the result, but yeah, it was TNO all over again. He tried to do his best to make Italy a political power, and in the end, it did not work out the way he expected it. Though Italy really isn't the main focus they removed. I mean, apart from Germany and Japan, the only nation that is actually fully fleshed out, I think, is United States of America. And then there's a bunch of nations that have like 5 to 6 years worth of content. I never played the previous versions of TNO, but you know, it was way more crazy. And they removed a lot of extra content to make it a little bit more in line with what would truly historically probably happen, which I enjoy. I feel like this is the truly dystopian and dark version of the possible world, but yeah, it was way more crazy. Okay, so we finished our dabbing over there, so let's now reduce military spending, which is going to further kill the inflation. Okay, the real GDP growth went up a little. But only very minutely. I was expecting a little bit more of that, but okay, fine. Whatever game, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Still really bad, but you know, we're gonna continue pushing and lowering, and we'll do the best. So this is going to give us extra 25 political power, and the Conservatives' faction power increases even further. I haven't decided whether or not we're going to finish this chain with bicameral cooperation. I think it might be a good time for that, because we have the vast majority in the parliament, 269 MPs to vote. We could even invest a little bit more, but this is, I think, enough. So introducing it right now is probably a good idea. We could do the same thing with this one. Afterwards. The long arm of the Diet. The Diet of Japan is a treacherous snakepit filled with crooks, opportunists, and alliances of convenience. Unfortunately, Ikeda Masanosuke's political credibility lives and dies by the approval of the Diet. While the House of Peers are stuck up on their high horses, the House of Representatives contain the people who will actually get things done, for good or for ill. Our Conservative front now has to choose who to brown-nose, who to keep close, and who to throw under the bus. A roulette between the reformist, royalist, and technocratic factions. The reformist faction, formerly moribund, has experienced a return to form during the twilight of the Inno years, no doubt taking advantage of the anti-corruption sentiment among the Japanese public. One could argue that the reformists are our natural allies. After all, they are moderates, and the conservatives largely differ only in terms of cautiousness to reform. However, allying with the reformists would cost us the support of the army and the technocrats, in exchange for popular and imperial navy support. The technocrats, on the other hand, could be described as technocratic, nationalist, etatist at best, and totalitarian, destabilizing extremist at worst. Firmly opposed to moderation and caution, they seek to reform and recalibrate the state into a corporatist, arguably totalitarian model, supposedly in the name of the Kokutai, but that claim stands on shaky ground in our eyes. However, we could try and appeal to the moderates within the ranks, taking influence from their corporatist model into ours and choking them away into diet irrelevance. Lastly, the royalists, less of a proper faction and more of Kido Koichi's personal clique, they seem to be numerically irrelevant. What makes them worth considering, though, is their connection with the nobility and, most importantly, the Tenno himself. The relative infirmity when it comes to ideology can be spun to our own gain. We have the numbers to outmuscle them, and they don't. Gentlemen, welcome to the Diet of Japan. Okay. So let's go with the bicameral corporation. That increases our administrative efficiency. And we introduce the Parliamentary Powers Act, whatever that one is. By bridging the gap between the lower and upper houses, we can create a cooperation between the Yokusankai and the like-minded peers. While not properly constitutional, this will indisputably speed up the legislative process and allow us to better supervise the Diet, all in the interest of preserving the integrity of the Kokutai, of course. Okay, so let's do that. You lost a couple of production units, that's fine. Insufficient resources, what are we missing? Chromium. Oh well. Decisions available, we're still reducing the military spending, and the economy is still in the dumps. Okay, well, nothing has changed in the few minutes that we read. So what about you guys? I'm still tempted to do something, but I feel like this one might be a good one. Question discontent, or this one. They would gain 50 political power. Okay, you know what, let's do this one. Escalate Pan-Asian rhetoric. Because that will give them 50 political power, and I'm pretty sure they can use it. And it's not that costly to us, so, you know, win-win. Okay, we got a couple more production units. Continuing with the infrastructure built in Saitama and Fukushima, and we're building some hospitals because our healthcare efficiency could definitely use a bit more. Let me put the offices a little bit more into here so that we have it slightly better. The army base is presence, compliance, growth, stability. Hospitals, schools. Arc base and intelligentsia. Let's build a couple schools, just a few. nothing major. 2 and 2. And to increase the amount of administrative offices, because those are the good stuff. Okay, Germany is attacking the Belarusian consul and on SS Oberabschnitt Ostland. So they're coming to help their ally Reichskommissariat Ostland. Well, that was to be expected. Friedrich Jokon. Spartanism. Okay, that's the Burgundian system. Oh, that's interesting. Can we get a couple more? Okay, a couple more meaning 1. Extra point. Let us go with diplomatic training. I want to get another. I mean, I'm not willing to spend 50 political power to get a spy, another spy. So let us just continue with these and make sure that we get more of those. Okay, so the growth is happening. Euro deficit dropped a little. With this military spending, we will achieve further real GDP growth of roughly 0.3%, and we can reduce the investment into military. Then we can subsidize the sphere growth. Yeah, let's subsidize the sphere growth. That cost us literally nothing for 0.25% of GDP. I mean, 150 million American dollars for us is literally nothing. The debt, however, and its growth is okay. Nicely done. And oh my god, this is amazing. We're back in the surplus. Though that definitely hurts our GDP significantly. Could we instead invest into something like this? Much rather invest into science. Okay, so euro deficit will be less than 1%. Well, 0.78. 0.78 in GDP. Okay. And the real GDP growth is gonna increase. Army and Navy funding goes down to the minimum, but science expenses are gonna go up, which is good. That's gonna increase our laboratory growth. Yep, we're growing by 11.96 by 1.16. Okay. Administrative efficiency is increasing by 3.66. That's amazing. And poverty is actually increasing by only 0.02. So if we could do a little bit more, then we would be golden. A successful lobby. Akiyoshi Toshiko's mellow jazz piano plays in the background of the Prime Minister's office. At 3 a.m., Ikeda and Hatoyama are often the only people left in the building, barring the night watchman. Sometimes Sato would join them for post-supper politicking, but not tonight. So, what do you think? It's not the way I would have done it, but I'm impressed, said Hatoyama with a tone of slight approval. Believe me, Ichiro, I'm honestly almost sick of tea and golf, but for the sake of our administration and our careers, I think I can go for another round of both. It's not a conventional approach, but Ikeda's tour through the Kazoku nobles, as well as the Dowakai and Dosakai factions, has paid off. He has secured their backing, at least for the remainder of this term. Most important of all, Ikeda has secured access to the Privy Council, an achievement unparalleled since the days of Kido's ministership. So what now, Ikeda? Next time we meet, we're going to have to discuss surging the diet. The old families are breathing down my neck, for God's sake. They wanted their corporate relief and their way. They want it fast. Not to mention there's Kishi left to deal with. Well, that's a topic for another day. Thank you for the supper, Ikeda. I owe you one next Friday. The two men said their goodbyes and pleasantries and entered their respective gleaming black Toyota limousines. Let's hope our ploy holds. Okay, so what is lowering us and helping us with the poverty? Minimum wage policy, unemployment policy, healthcare quality. We need to lower the poverty rate or start lowering it because it's affecting us very negatively everywhere. Is there anything here that we could do? Income tax cuts, yeah. I don't know if it's worth it though. Decreases, but we'll have to do it nonetheless. Okay, bill in the diet. So in 30 days, we will have a vote. It is likely to succeed. We get extra 5% support. Administrative efficiency will increase. Political parties and penal system increase. Our faction power increases. And the reformists' power increases. Court the technocrats. Enforce faction unity. I'm not sure this is... Yeah, I think we can just keep it. Our faction proposed this bill. Should it fail, stability will drop. Nah, I don't think that's important. Let's keep it like this and just continue. So let's go with promising civilian rule. The populist wing of the study group has, over the years, emphasized the necessity of a government run by civilians, preferably professionals in their respective field without undue military interference. Their ideal model is somewhere between a decentralized technocracy and a parliamentary monarchy, and harkens back to Prince Kuno's earliest theories on the national defense state. We can at the very least promise them a greater degree of civilian oversight in the delicate fields of foreign and security policy, provided they can get back to work and show us how to do it. So we get extra public approval, but we lose a bit of the support of Army and Navy, and we get a rally in Osaka, whatever that means. Okay, we need to be careful with the economy though, because we can really shoot ourselves in the leg here. Social expenditures. This would impact our growth. Yeah, the yearly deficit is just increasing. I need to get more of these reforms done so that we can actually do something here. Because this is sad, honestly. The performance of our state is sad, have you known? Okay, increase garrisons. Forgive their debt. Renegotiate licenses. Protect Japanese installations. Send surplus equipment. Increase garrisons. And wow, we finished the upgrades to the Navy already? Really? That was fast. Yeah, we did. Damn, okay. So now you guys, where are you, Tsukubas? You go and get yourselves upgraded. And you guys can join the 2 task forces as we planned. Okay, we lost and gained production units all in the same time. Okay. We shall see. I'm mostly interested in dealing with the economy right now, to be honest. Okay, so Belarus has been conquered. What are they now? North Ukraine. Wait, I'm on the wrong map. Oh, they have been incorporated into Reichskommissariat Ostland. And they're now at war with just the SS Oberabschnitt Ostland. Mavis of the Dead to the office of the Prime Minister. Oh, we get another conflict. Ever since the ultimate end of President Gaetan in 1954, the South American nation of Colombia has been in a state of civil war and strife, with only a thin ceasefire agreement keeping a lid on the boiling pot, and the pressure is reaching its boiling point. Across the country are dens of bandits, corrupt leaders, communists, and worse. The United States, the so-called guardian of the Americas, has demonstrated its inattentiveness and incompetence with its inability to quell the chaos. As such, the Colombian crisis provides us with a unique opportunity to show both the strength of the sphere and the weakness of the elephant by defeating the giant in its backyard. Fortunately, we have found a suitable candidate for our support in the state of New Granada. Led by the dedicated fascist and Italo-Felix, the state represents a united front of nationalists and industrialists opposed by the government, the communists, and Americans. Many among their ranks think highly of our empire and would welcome our support. To this end, it is recommended that we dispatch military advisors and equipment to prepare their soldiers for the ceasefire's demise. The priority for our allies lies in the Atlantico department, which controls a vital port from which our geopolitical rivals intend to send arms to their puppets. Its capture would cripple their rearmament campaigns. With your approval, we can begin operating immediately. The rising sun will shine over the Athens. Okay, so we got you guys, and now we have the Colombian Civil War. So we know about this one. New Granada, really? That's interesting. Led by Gilberto Alzate Avendaño, El Duce. It is common joke outside of New Granada that Alzate Avendaño was compared to Mussolini so many times that he decided to become Colombia's very own Mussolini. But as far as the population of New Granada is concerned, Alzate is El Duce, who will drive out the godless Gaetanistas and deceitful Democrats to bring a prosperous and holy order to the lands once governed by Simón Bolívar. Born in Manizales, Alzate became an oligarch's lawyer and joined the conservatives just as Laureano Gómez swung it further and further to the right. A good friend of Gómez, Alzate became a member of the Leopards, conservatives who preached fascism as Colombia's saving grace. As the fascist powers conquered Europe, their dissident wing of the party grew stronger until it became mainstream, obsessed with the strength of Mussolini and Hitler's states. The lone figure stopping their march was the anti-fascist caudillo, President Gaetan. With Gaetan now dead, El Duce marched, uniting all conservative paramilitaries under him. Alzate and his black shirts sowed terror, from slaughtering villages to bringing Kristallnacht to Bogota, and founded New Granada to extend that terror to all of Colombia. Awesome. That's really a guy we want to support. Just like the way Duce he emulates, Ozate possesses a ferocious spirit and aims to have his will unopposed, no matter the price, no matter the dead that he must put under his throne. Well, amazing. We have chosen the right man, obviously, for this job. Right, foreign policy. Hakkō military terrain supports and more Japanese drill instruments. Reorganize the Granada's army. Okay, that is not needed now. Rebuild destroyed infrastructure. Stabilize New Granada. Train a division of professional soldiers. Train both paramilitaries. Fortify the Caribbean. Fortify the Cauca Valley. Bribe central government. Test the doctrine. Interesting. Well, okay, in the next episode we're gonna look a little bit more into this. I want to check what we are up against, and I think we might want to start training some units there, because it wouldn't really be a bad idea to have someone in the Americas. Well, we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, you guys take care.